In 1983, Volkswagen brought us the first GTi. This is the new GTi. It is the Mark 8, and we're going to take it for a drive. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lauren Fix. This is the 2022 Volkswagen GTi. We have been waiting for this. This is the Autobahn edition. It's got some new performance, new technology. There's a lot of newness in this vehicle. We're going to go through this vehicle in 10 different categories on this extremely windy day. We're having 70-mile-an-hour winds here, but it's been going on for a week. So we're going to work with you so that you can get a chance to check out this vehicle. We're going to check it out in 10 different categories. So when you go into the dealer, you're going to have information that you will not be getting from the salesperson because their job is to sell you on the vehicle. Our job is to give you car smarts because knowledge is power. We do more than car reviews and first looks of new vehicles. We give you car smarts. So don't forget to subscribe and click that little bell for notifications because you don't want to miss anything. We do some pretty cool cars here and we'd love to have you join us and look at some of the competitors to this vehicle as well. Let's get started with under the hood. Under the hood is a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder engine with 241 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque, backed by a 6-speed manual transmission or a 7-speed DSG transmission. But what's interesting is 40% of the GTI sold are 6-speed manuals. That's pretty cool. 0 to 60 time, 5.7 seconds. Fuel economy, 28 miles to the gallon in the city, 34 highway. Let's get started with putting this vehicle into the sport mode right there. It's very easy to access, touch button, 0 to 65.7 seconds. This vehicle is too much fun to drive, especially with the manual transmission. You can just place the power where you want it, and I think that's a big part of what makes this car so popular with manual transmission drivers, is you want to be able to put that power down. So one of the things I like about this vehicle is it's very responsive, and you can put the power where you want it. It's very easy to drive. It's a pretty long throw on the shifter, longer than I would expect. The Mini Cooper, which we've owned a couple of them, manual transmissions, slightly shorter shift throw, but overall it's really easy to drive. And there is, for those of you that are buying manual transmissions, not for performance, but for fuel economy, there is a suggested upshift. This says 3rd to 5th. They would make this thing slow. I go to 5th. It's just like, whoa. It just loses it. I don't want that. I want to put the power where you want. I want to be able to get my foot in it and go where I want, which is what I love about manual transmissions over automatics. You need to make a pass, you drop down a gear, you put your foot in it, you get around the other driver. And I think that's a big part of what people miss when you're driving vehicles that are just automatic transmissions. Yes, I know that some of the automatic transmissions are faster, especially for Porsche, but this is not a PDK, even though it's German as well. I love the manual transmission, and I give Volkswagen tons of props for making this vehicle available still in a manual transmission. Been driving this vehicle for a week, and every time I get behind the wheel, it's just makes you smile. Drop into second gear, take the corner. Power is instant. Nice, very nicely done. Sadly, it doesn't have as much horsepower as some of the competitors, but it's very responsive. And for performance, this vehicle earns a 9. There's a lot of vehicles on the street that are just boring to drive. This one is not boring in any way, shape, or form. The new vehicle dynamics on this GTi have been improved in so many ways. Not that it was bad beforehand, because the original GTi was a blast. I used to autocross one, and I used to laugh because it would lift up that right rear tire like a dog lifting its leg on a fire hydrant kind of thing. Not that high, but that was part of the fun of driving that car, is learning how to work with front wheel drive. But this vehicle has changed so much dramatically in so many ways. This would make a great car to put on the track, and I have a gut feeling I have a few friends that are going to be doing that, because this vehicle really does perform as they state. So I'm driving out to the country to find those curvy roads that I enjoy driving, and I have to say, just for everyday driving on the roads, the connectivity to the roadway, the good brakes that are really well balanced with the performance of this car is a great value to you. I mean, you're thinking about, maybe I want something that's fun to drive. This is certainly something you want to consider. Unfortunately, it's hard to be aggressive on my favorite roads here because I don't know what I'm going to have to deal with in the town. But overall, this vehicle is just too much fun to drive on a daily basis. And if you're thinking about buying a pocket rocket that handles, that performs, that has technology, you absolutely must be test driving this car. And I'm not working for Volkswagen. I'm just telling you, this car is too much fun. And when it comes to handling, this vehicle earns a 10 only because it just makes me smile just to drive it. When it comes to safety, there's a lot of unique things on this vehicle. You got the exterior and the interior. When you go to the exterior lighting, you can adjust what you want the duration for exiting. I do find this screen a little frustrating. We'll talk about that in technology. You've got your tires. You can check your tire pressure monitoring, make sure it's set, the information that you need, your mirrors and your headlights. Going further back, you can check your brakes. This will talk about your systems that are activated and how you want them set up, parking brake and so forth. Very nice, very different. I give them credit for that. Windows and your central locking, very easy to access. Going to the interior, you can set up your head-up display. I would like to have that on. You can also adjust the positions. Again, this is part of technology, but it also is part of your safety systems. You can set those up here as well, which is nice. I like how they did this. Very cool, very nicely done. We'll go through some of this other stuff in technology, but I wanted you to see this part of it first, and then you can go in and get the different status information on your vehicle for service as well. Your safety features can be found on the right side of the steering wheel as well, and you can set up those settings based on what you want. Right in here, it's automatic cruise control. This is currently deactivated because it's not on. But once you turn it on, you've also got traffic sign recognition and other safety features on the IQ Drive is standard. So adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, forward collision warning, travel assist, which is a level 2 assist for driving with lines so you don't drive off the highway, rear cross traffic alert, parking assist, which will park for you both parallel and perpendicular, and a park distance control. All of that is standard. For this little GTi, there's a lot of cool safety features that are standard, and it earns a 10. When it comes to visibility, that is part of safety because 80% of your driving decisions are based on visibility. Now, starting with the coolest backup camera, I know a couple of the brands do this. When you put this Volkswagen in reverse, that logo in the back tilts out and becomes the backup camera. So it gives you a really good 180-degree backup camera, and there's also park assist sensors. However, there is not an around view camera, which I think would be helpful, although there are lines. So when you turn the steering wheel, the lines go with it to show you where you're going, because people that go backwards don't realize that left is right and right is left. When you're looking at visibility for this vehicle, you can also adjust side mirrors. So when you go into reverse, they'll tilt down. Again, that's a personal choice. There is no backup camera. So there are some limitations on visibility based on the style and design of this vehicle. And for visibility, it earns a 7. When it comes to seating, there are a lot of really nice features on this vehicle, starting with the adjustable height seatbelt. I think that's important. You don't want that seatbelt cutting in your neck. We're all built differently, so you want to be comfortable. The seats are super impressive over the previous generation. Our Autobahn has heated and air-cooled seats, as well as a heated steering wheel, which is good to have. Hot cross buns on a cold day like today with 70-mile-an-hour winds. It's freezing outside, so first thing I did is I got inside and put on the heated seats, and you'd probably want to do the same. They are 3-stage heated for both driver and passenger side, and that is appreciated. The driver's seat is a 12-way power with 4-way lumbar, and the seat is great. The passenger side is only 8-way, and it has manual lumbar, and so that's something that you have to sit in that passenger seat and at least see if it works for you. Let's go into the second row, and we'll give it a rating. Getting into the second row, there's a lot of space, both knee room. I have this seat set for someone who's taller than me, and I'm 5'8", so if that helps you at all. There are 2 pockets behind these seats, which is great for phones and cords and cables, and there are also 2 pockets behind each seat. Love these sport seats, by the way. The rear seats are 60-40 split, and there are built-in cup holders in the armrest. In the doors, there is storage as well as a window lift and, of course, the door opener. There is plenty of room back here. There are speakers down low on the doors as well. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with this vehicle, and if you had to use this as your daily driver and still have fun on the track on the weekends, this could be the answer to your question. Additionally, there is 3-stage heated rear seats back here, and I think that is fabulous. You can also adjust the temperature back here, and there are 2 vents. Really well thought out. I wish there was power lumbar on this seat and some power adjustments on this passenger seat, but overall, for this price point, it's pretty impressive, and for seating, it earns an 8. Standard is the 8.25 infotainment screen. So this customizable screen allows you to make these areas however you want. It's very sensitive to you coming close to it. You see, as soon as my hand gets close, it starts to, everything rises up, see? You've got the vehicle, you can have your phone, you can set this up any way you want. Going this way looks like Apple CarPlay. Very easy, and it's red. You can change the colors, but I think that's cool. You can go into ambient lighting and go, I don't want that. I want the calmer green. I want the cool infinity orange, which I think looks cool since I'm wearing an orange jacket today. Blue, there's the red, there's yellow. Oh, you can also make custom colors, which I think is cool, however you want. And then, of course, you've got your automatic mood lighting if you wish. So we're going to go with vitality. That's the mood I'm in right now. Lucky you, right? So you got that, you got your help, you can adjust your sound right in here, which again is really nice. Now they've switched to Harman Kardon. They used to be a big fan of Fender. I guess Harman made them a better deal. So that's good. They make great audio systems, and you can set this up however you want with the backgrounds and the microphones and so forth, and you can set your focus and of course your volumes. Very much like an iPhone. Very, very smart. App connected. You can go in and pick your apps for Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. One thing that's important to note is that it is wireless for Android and Apple, because typically Apple CarPlay is wireless and Android is not. And in this case, I've been told from those people at Volkswagen, this is a wireless system for Android and Apple. So that is a major plus. Set up your devices looks just like an Apple CarPlay. You've got telephone, radio media, navigation, and the vehicle. So going into this is the navigation screen. You can pick the information you want based on suggestions, destinations, or your favorites, and you can set those up. And then you've got your map, which is a bit dated, but not too bad. Pretty easy to use. It's a little intuitive here. It gets a little more complicated as you get into like these vehicle settings. We were just talking about this in safety. You've got your service set up here. And of course, you can go into the vehicle settings and adjust those headlights how you want them, because you want to have them set up however you'd like. And that includes the turning of the headlights so that they do track where you go. I do think it's smart. And lowering and reverse gear, so that's the mirrors. Exterior lights, again, you can change those however you need. Going back, your tires, tire pressure monitoring, set those up how you need it. You also got your brakes, we talked about that in safety. Your central locking and your window, you can set that up however you want. So you want all the windows to go up, whatever works for you, and your service position for your wipers. On the interior, they have everything set up here for you, from head-up display. The cockpit, you can set that up here, or you can set that up on the cockpit itself, which I think is really nice. Interior lighting, we were just there. You can pick your design as well, bright or dark. We're not going to do that to you because it's too bright. And then your seat adjustments for your driver's seat. If you want the easy entry where it moves, or are you good with where it is? I prefer it where it is. Everybody's different. Also, the controls for the air-cooled and heated seats are right here. Easy to use and very intuitive. After you've got your customizable main screen, you can also go into this additional screen for phone and your information, and your legal notices, of course, and audio and help. It's all right here, real easy to use. Let's move over to the screen in front of you. This is kind of neat. Again, this is technology and features all kind of combined in one. So part of the technology you have is you can set everything by pressing the buttons to the right side of the steering wheel. We'll show you that in features, so hang out with us. So you can adjust the gear display. All that information is here. Again, you will get very comfortable with using the gauges on the right side of the steering wheel. Operating temperatures, assistance systems, which is your safety, and you can adjust that how you want. Your settings are there as well. Average fuel economy, all that information, or no display. That could be interesting for those people that just want to drive with their ear, which a good driver should be able to do. There's your performance information. Now, going to the right side of the screen, you can adjust those displays as you wish. Again, all that information is here. This is very much a part of features, but I think it's also part of technology. It's part of what they're doing to make this really, really smart. And you can adjust both the gauges. Now you can change the view also. I don't want all this information. I just want 2 gauges. You can do that. Press view again, and it changes it so you have like a virtual cockpit, which the competition does not offer. It's very Audi-esque, considering they're part of the same family. There's your safety feature adjustments. You can have just the speed in front of you or the gauges. Again, you can make all these changes. There's a lot to pick from. When you're looking at technology for this vehicle, as far as what you get for your money, amazing, including that Harman Kardon audio with 480 watts and 9 speakers. The only negative is you have to get used to this. This is a learning curve. It's very haptic. It's extremely sensitive. If they just bring that down a touch, it's a 10. But overall, for technology, this vehicle is a 9. Starting off with, there are 7 exterior colors. 5 of them are new, 2 interior colors, and 3 trim levels, the S, SE, and Autobahn. Now, let's take a look at this vehicle. You've got your logo in the front, and to the right side, that's where I was changing all the different screens right here, and you can also go up and down. It's extremely sensitive to the touch, and that's how you change the view. This is how you change left and right, heated steering wheel, and this is how our Volkswagen Assist will help you. On the left side of the steering wheel is all of your cruise control. That includes some of the safety features. And I do like the fact that they tell you you're driving a GTi, and the red makes it stand out in the crowd. On the right side of the steering wheel, you've got your wiper controls. On the left side of the steering wheel, you have headlights and turn signals. The left side of the steering wheel has some additional features. Besides the headlights, you can change your modes, put on your defroster. Really nice to have it easy to access. In the door, you have your normal controls, but your memory seats are on the seat. Back to that center screen where we covered in technology, the controls are also available here for temperature. As you get close, it'll actually know that you see it's changing the temperature. It's very, very sensitive. And the same thing is true at the passenger side. Going further down, when you press that assist button, it goes into all those safety features that are standard. And I think that's neat. So what is it? In addition, you can say, what is that? It'll explain it to you and what it does. Also, you can press the button to go into different drive modes. That's below the main screen. So you can go into Eco, Comfort, Sport, or Custom. So you can pick what you want. I'm driving it in Sport, of course, but I have been driving it in all the different modes because we've had some evil weather, as you can see. In addition, you can hit that parking menu, and that'll help you do your parking both parallel and perpendicular. So all those controls are right here directly below the main screen next to the vents. Below that, you've got 2 USB-C charging ports and a wireless charging base, which is a great place to store my sunglasses temporarily. Further back is your start-stop button. Further back, you have a parking brake, 2 cup holders, and a 12-volt outlet, which would be good for a radar detector, which you probably will need in a vehicle like this. Underneath the center console is just storage. There is no additional outlets. I am a big fan of these seats, especially with the red detail, the red piping, really nicely done. And the back seats match accordingly. Very nicely done. Nice details, and the ambient lighting is excellent. Harman Kardon audio system is placed in a very smart area, using those A-pillars to its advantage. In addition to all of this, Wi-Fi and CarNet with Sirius XM is included. And they've done a really nice job offering the features you would want in this price category, so it earns a 9. The first thing you'll notice about the design of the new GTi is that trademark red grille line and the optional light bar. Now, also you'll note that honeycomb intake and the X pattern on the LED lights. Full LED lighting and active cornering lightings are there as well. So when you turn the corner, the headlights go with it. And that is a pretty cool feature and typically not seen at this price point. Also, you'll note that this vehicle rides on 18-inch wheel standard, 19-inch available alloys, and those red painted brake calipers. When you go along to the side of the vehicle, you'll see that GTi logo on the side of the vehicle, making it definitive to other cars that are on the street. This vehicle has beautiful body lines and the new trim is impressive. I'm also a fan of that wing that looks like it fits in just perfectly with this car. Coming around to the back of this cool little hot hatch is LED taillights and these great dual sport exhausts. I think they do a really nice job. GTi logo is nice and clean, And I love this logo because it's also the backup camera, which we showed you in visibility. Overall, when you're looking at the design for this car, I'm really impressed with the new design. Big fan of this car, and it earns a 10. When it comes to quality for this vehicle, there's a 4-year, 50,000-mile warranty, 3-year, 36,000-mile roadside maintenance. In addition, your first 2 maintenance are free, and that's part of what Volkswagen's trying to do. Add in these extras because this is what people want. When you're looking at the build quality of this vehicle, it offers a lot more than you would imagine, and I'm very impressed with that. And for quality, because there's a few hard pieces of plastic, but it is a really nice car for the price point. It earns a 9. When you add up all 10 categories, you can see there are some major pluses to the GTi. The performance is there, but not as much of those of the competitor. And when you're looking at handling, that is impressive. Technology, it's a little frustrating because you have to go through some learning on it as well as some different stages to get to what you want. That's not unusual, but it's something to consider when you're looking at the competition. But as far as space and what it offers in this category, it's pretty impressive. Love the new design. They've done some major improvements. Adding safety as a standard feature was a genius move on the part of Volkswagen because a lot of the competitors charge extra for those safety features that you might want or need. The starting price of this vehicle is right in the sweet spot, right in the middle of the other vehicles in this category. But before you make a decision, find out what your payments are going to be on this vehicle, test drive all the competitors, check with your insurance agent, and find out what the rates are going to be. That's going to be the determining factor for most of us. And if you have any additional questions, of course, put them in the comments down below. We did not cover every single aspect of this vehicle, and there is quite a bit more to cover. If you own one of these vehicles, you've owned one in the past, and you love it, put that in the comments down below. If you bought something else, what did you buy and why? We'd like to know that as well. And now when you total up all 10 vehicles in this category, the 2022 Volkswagen GTi earns a 90, which is an excellent score. If you got value from this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Again, there is more reviews of this vehicle on our website, Car Coach Reports. It's available in English as well as in Spanish. And also we are hosting a podcast called Total Car Score. It's available on all platforms. We talk to people behind the scenes to find out what makes these vehicles tick and why they built them the way they did. Follow us on all forms of social media as well. I'm at Lauren Fix. We're doing some pretty cool stuff, and we'd love you to join us. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.